For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check out g2a.com, and if you need any Ultimate Team coins, then head over to FIFA. The code CHES will get you a discount on both sites, and all links are down below. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 47 of the Chelsea Career Mode here on FIFA 15. We start with a game away from home in the FA Cup. We of course beat Watford in the previous round. We've got Birmingham City also away from home, unfortunately. Haven't yet had a home tie in the FA Cup to date, but we have Birmingham away today, starting a 4-4-2 for them. Not really too sure why Lee Novak's out wide on the left-hand side. He is by trade, or at least I recognise him by trade from his time at Huddersfield as a striker, not a winger, but still. They're starting a decent formation. I actually started a very strong side, personally, as you can see. Only Kurt Zouma is the only name on there that isn't necessarily a straight-out first team. Of course, Sergio Ramos is our normal centre-back partner for Gary Cahill, but we got through against Watford in the previous round. We're hoping to get through against Birmingham again in this round as well. Of course, we won the FA Cup last year. We did the FA Cup and Champions League double in the first season, so it would be nice to try and retain the trophy. We got off to a decent start. Diego Costa proving that we're going to be a big threat for them offensively in this one, and hitting the post in just the third minute, and actually that set the tone for the rest of the game. They did have a couple of chances at the other ends, as you can see here. Clayton Donaldson has his head to go over the top of the bar, but other than that, and one other I think that's going to pop up a little bit later on in the game, it was a bit one-sided, to be completely honest. As you may expect, me starting my pretty much strongest side against a championship team, it really was only going to go one way. Now Diego Costa again trying to force the issue here, but Randolph was going to deny me numerous times in this game. Another one there, as you could see, getting down well to save the shot from Diego Costa. But Danny Carvajal doing his work, pushing forward from right back. Cesc Fabregas has a shot well saved by Randolph this time, but the ball isn't free just yet. Drops eventually to Oscar. Nice little flick over his shoulder there, but Randolph again down well to make a good save to deny the Brazilian the chance of giving us the lead. Hazard whips the corner in a little bit later though, and eventually we do find ourselves with a 1-0 lead. Hulk winning the header. Doesn't really win too many headers for me, Hulk, to be completely honest, especially when he's up against two defenders, as you can see here. I've genuinely no idea how he actually managed to get on the end of that cross. Glad he did though, because finally we have the breakthrough and we are 1-0 up against Birmingham. So we're trying to increase the lead if we possibly can, just to kind of put the game beyond any reasonable doubt there. Nice little scoop turn from Oscar, but again Randolph down to make a good save, and we stay at 1-0. And the longer it stays at 1-0, the more likely it is that Birmingham are going to catch me on the counter-attack as I push more and more to try and seal the game, that they're going to get themselves an equaliser. Cesc Fabregas though draws another good save out of Randolph, down low again to his left hand side. Well struck by Cesc, but unfortunately it wasn't quite powerful enough to get it round the outside the goalkeeper. They started to push for an equaliser though, as you can see in stoppage time. Surely we're going to make it two here. Diego Costa with 30 yards to himself to run in, down on goal, tries to slot it into the bottom corner, and that wasn't another save by the goalkeeper. He genuinely just put that one wide, which was quite frustrating, but it didn't cost us. So despite all of the pressure, only a 1-0 win away from home, so not that it matters though. We are through to the next round of the FA Cup, and it's transfer deadline day. We had an email on the opening hour for the board to let me know that I am most definitely an invaluable member of the Chelsea family, which, considering the way that the Atletico Madrid series ended on Monday, is nice to have that reassurance. We are of course top of the Barclays Premier League, clearly through now in the FA Cup and in the knockout rounds of the Champions League as well. So we're going very well in this second season. Of course, FA Cup and Champions League winners in the first season, as we said. We get an offer in here for Kurt Zouma from Norwich, although I am going to reject it. Obviously, he's a highly rated prospect. We do get an offer in, though, for Marco Marin, a player that I just do not use. He's valued at 11 million, though. Atleti offered me 12, so I actually wanted to put a cheeky little counter offer here. Not for too much, because I just wanted to get him off the books, but if we could squeeze an extra couple of million out of them, then we would do just that. Although, as you can see, they come back and say, we don't really want to spend 14, you can have the 12 though that we offered you previously, so I just accepted it just to get Marco Marin out of the door, and that is another name off the wage bill. And as you can see, coming down into the final hour now, and he has gone to Atleti, and confirmation that £10 million will go into the transfer kitty, although we're not going to have time to spend it because, as you saw, it was the last hour of deadline day. So we're heading into the next game, the second and final game of the episode, at home this time against Southampton in the Premier League. We are, of course, like we say, top of the league so far this season, going very well indeed. 6 points clear of our nearest rivals, Tottenham Hotspur, Southampton in 10th. But here's some team news.
Here's the Chelsea lineup. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Sergio Ramos plays with Gary Cahill in central defence. Eden Hazard starts with Hulk on the flanks. In attack, Diego Costa starts. He's been in tremendous form recently. Saints have made one change. Stefan Ruffier starts in goal. Nathaniel Klein starts with Ryan Bertrand as the fullbacks. Morgan Schneiderlin starts looking to recover his form. Dani Osvaldo is the lone striker today.
Decent strength side from Southampton then coming up in this one, but they are going to make an early mistake, passing it straight to Diego Costa from that free kick. Going to race away, try and slot it near post like he tried in the Birmingham game. This time though the goalkeeper did need to get on it, but it still didn't end up going into the back of the net. Ruffier doing well to dive down to his left hand side and just nick it around the post. Something that Courtois had to do here with a really strong arm up towards his top left hand side. They were the only two chances in the first half. It was kind of more of a case of both sides feeling each other out, not too much offensive action, but 3 minutes into the second half, Diego Costa turns inside really nicely there and side puts it across the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. A much more composed finish this time around as to his previous two chances in this game and the one prior. And we're 1-0 up just a couple of minutes into the second period. It seems to be something that is really effective this year, playing those through balls down the channels to then turn inside the defender and they kind of overrun and can't keep up with the agility of the attackers and find themselves, you know, just kind of losing touch. Nice little jink there from Costa again, and unfortunately for him, well saved by Ruffier, but then unfortunately for Ruffier, Matic's rebound shot that comes back off the post. How he missed it in the first place, I've no idea, but it comes back off the post, hits Ruffier in the leg and goes in, and it actually went down as Matic's goal, although to be completely honest, that should go down as an own goal. But watch Ruffier. The ball is going over the line and he clearly has enough time to get there, but he dives, he turns his back on the ball, he could get it there, turns his back on it and then dives to his right, nowhere near, and then swings his arm in the air. He's trying to bat it away off the line, like that's what the animation is, but the ball is already over the line and behind him, and he dives away from the ball and then swipes his arm at nothing to try and get it out. Seriously, the goalkeepers this year are so retarded, it's absolutely hilarious. But anyway, Ramirez and Willian coming on to try and seal the game out for us, and Cesc coming off. Actually, it was going to be Southampton that had the better of the final few stages. Reed here breaking into the box, plays it into Mane, well blocked though by Sergio Ramos, of course well rested after not playing against Birmingham. Came in there and did the deeds there to make sure that we keep our clean sheet for now, but Nathaniel Klein picks up on the cross that reaches the back post. Reed again going to be involved, plays it into Mane again, and this time he does find the back of the net, and unfortunately the clean sheet doesn't last the full game, but we do get a 2-1 win. So 3 points in the league and an advancement in the FA Cup as well. Plus we've had one of our squad rotation, well, not even squad rotation players, just one of the Deadwood players in this squad been moved on. And then as I came out of deadline day and out of that Southampton game, Hazard said he wanted a new contract. He's got just over a year left on it, as do a few important players actually there that we'll have to negotiate contracts with furthermore towards the end of the season. But Hazard wants an extra £40,000 a week, which for most players I wouldn't have agreed to, but with it being Eden and the highest rated player and the best player in our squad, I have to say yes, and I don't mind saying yes as well, actually, to be completely honest. He can have £210,000 a week. I'd probably give him £250 if he wanted it, because he's quite clearly the best player in the team. But we currently sit top of the table still. The gap is now 8 points to Spurs, although Man United do have a game in hand, as do City, so they can close that gap slightly should they win those games in hand. And actually Liverpool have 2 games in hand, so they can come up to 46 as well. So it's still quite close at the top of the table. We are having a little bit of a gap, but then the next 4 or 5 clubs are really close together. QPR weirdly up in 6th. That's quite odd. They've only lost 5, although similar to me, drawing a lot of games so far this year. 10 so far in this particular campaign, but we're gunning towards that title, which we missed out on last year, so hopefully we can keep the run going. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close. There will be a very important career mode vote later on tonight, so do be sure to check your sub boxes around about 8 o'clock for that, to make sure you don't miss out on your potential say in the next series, now that the Atleti one has finished. So that will be in your sub boxes around about 8 o'clock. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, then feel free to drop it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're closing in on 35,000 subscribers now. It'd be fantastic if we could hit that before, if not over, the upcoming weekend. And if you don't know what and when I upload, like I say, the Atleti series has now finished. There will be there is always a schedule in the description of every single video and on the About tab of the channel page as well. So feel free to check the description for that, and for links to my social media, as you can see on the end slate, links to my Twitter, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, all down below as well, to social media, and of course links to G2A and to UFIFA should you want any Ultimate Team coins or PlayStation, Xbox codes, etc, etc. But that is going to bring today's to a close. I'm rambling on at the end as I tend to do. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.